Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the office of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with the abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Honorable members, as per standing order number 32.2, I'd like to request the quorum bell to be rung for the first 5 minutes. Honorable members, I'm able to spot the Deputy Majority Whip. Can you please confirm if you have quorum in the House? Honorable Jennifer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have quorum.
Thank you. Clerk, can you please take us through the order paper for the day?
Third Assembly, fourth session. Order paper number 331 of today, Tuesday, 19th August 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I have only one communication to make. The Kenya Red Cross Society would like to meet the honorable members on Thursday, the 21st of August 2025, as from 9 a.m. in the assembly chambers. So please try and be available. One of the key agenda will be on disaster preparedness and response and other issues that might come up. Otherwise, you're all required to be available. Thank you. Next order, clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, we have a statement time. So the floor is open for statement. Yes, Honorable Mineda Jumbo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise on personal statement 42-1. I would like to alert members that there's a foul smell in the house since we opened this assembly, and it's really affecting us. So that smell, I don't know what kind of chemical was used to clean the assembly, but it has personally affected me, even right now. So I just wanted to let the members know. Thank you.
I'd like to make a comment on the statement just raised by Honorable Mineda Jumbo. I've noticed you, Honorable Mariam Abeid. Yeah, honorable members, that statement is a personal statement which will not open it up for debate. But I'd like to commit it to the Committee on Welfare for further investigations and maybe do a report back to the House. I noticed Honorable Mariam Abeid, yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members. I arise for personal statement 41, I believe. And this very hour, I want to condemn in the strongest term possible the subjugation and dispossession of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. As you all know, I'm a Muslim. I'm also a daughter of a Yemeni father. So I arise to add my voice to the women leaders of National Assembly who urged this government to consider recognizing Palestinian state. We shouldn't live in a world where if there's a war, women and children bore the biggest brunt, even though they're not the actual militants. Thank you.
Next order, clerk. Oh, sorry. I just noticed the leader of majority. Yes, Honorable Lumumba Wade.
Honorable Madam Speaker, I rise pursuant to orders number 41(2) of A of C. As a member of the House Committee and on behalf of the County Assembly Majority Leader, to present and lay on the table of the County Assembly a statement informing the County Assembly of the business coming before the House the following week. Madam Speaker, this is therefore to bring to the attention of the members and the County Assembly that for the week commencing on Wednesday, 20th August 2025, to Tuesday, 26 August 2025. The Select Committee on Assembly House Business at its last meeting approved the following tentative businesses to appear in the order papers as follows. On Wednesday, 20th August 2025 at 9:00 a.m., 1. The chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development, Honorable Rati Boyton, will table the committee reports on the proposed sublease of land, Kisumu / municipality / block / 11 / 43 to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. 2. The operational status of the municipalities. 2. Madam Speaker, the chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Finance, ICT Committee, Honorable Karen Odhiambo, will table the committee reports on 1. Seeking House approval to discontinue further scrutiny and interrogation of annual financial statements already reviewed by the Office of the Auditor General and audit opinions issued. Command 2, consideration of the petition to the County Assembly by Kisumu County Contractors and Suppliers Association regarding the matter of prioritization of pending bills. Number 3, Madam Speaker, the chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Water, Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, Honorable Samuel Dede, will table the committee report on the Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024. 4, the chairperson of the Select Committee on Delegated County Legislation, Honorable Miriam Abeid, will table committee report on the status of statutory instruments on Kisumu County. Notice of motion, Madam Speaker. The chairperson of the Sectoral Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development, Honorable Rati Boyton, will give notices of motion on the committee reports on A. The proposed sublease of Kisumu, the proposed sublease of land Kisumu Municipality / Block 1143 to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. B. The operational status of the municipalities. 2. Madam Speaker, the chairperson of the Central Committee on Finance and ICT Committee, Honorable Karen Odhiambo, will give notice of motion on the report 1, paragraph 1 Roman, seeking House approval to discontinue further scrutiny and interrogation of annual financial statements already reviewed by Office of the Auditor General and audit opinions issued. Number 3, Madam Speaker, the chairperson of Central Committee on Water, Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, Honorable Samuel Dede, will give notice of motion on the report on Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 2024. Madam Speaker, number 4, the chairperson of the Select Committee on Delegated County Legislation, Honorable Miriam Abeid, will give notice of motion on report on the status of statutory instruments in Kisumu County. On Wednesday, 20th August 2025 at 2:30 p.m., Madam Speaker, the chairperson of the Joint Committee on Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security, and Labor and Social Welfare Services, Honorable Moses Ochele, will issue a statement on the progress of the inquiry into allegation of revenue embezzlement by employees of the Kisumu County Revenue Board. Commencement of business. The chairperson of the PICPAC, Honorable Kennedy Ouko, will move a motion for adoption of the report of PICPAC Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kisumu County Alcoholic Drinks financial year 2020, 2022, 2021, 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, and 2023, 2024. Madam Speaker, on Thursday, August 2025 at 2:30 p.m., the chairperson of Central Committee on Lands, Housing, Physical Planning, and Urban Development, Honorable Rati Boyton, will move a motion of adoption of the committee report on the proposed sublease of land Kisumu Municipality Block 11/43 to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Madam Speaker, on Tuesday, 26 August 2025, at 2:30 p.m., there will be a statement. The leader of majority will issue a statement pursuant to order number 41(2) of C of the standing orders on the businesses coming before the County Assembly for the week commencing on Wednesday, 27th August 2025. And finally, Madam Speaker, husband of the business chairperson of the Central Committee on Water, Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change, Honorable Samuel Dede, will move a motion for adoption of the report on Kisumu County Quarrying Control Bill 24. That's all, Madam Speaker, and thank you all members.
Next order, clerk.
Commencement of business. Order number 8, motion on the adoption of the report of PICPAC Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the City of Kisumu for the financial years 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, and financial year 2023, 2024 by the Honorable Kennedy Oko.
Yes, Honorable Kennedy Oko.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, PICPAC, and pursuant to the Kisumu County Assembly Orders, Standing Orders number 188, I wish to present to this House the report of the Committee on the Audited Financial Statement of City of Kisumu Financial Year 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024. The City of Kisumu, being an entity under the Kisumu County Government, falls within the purview of the Office of the Auditor General and therefore subject to audit in accordance with the Article 228, 229, 4B of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which mandates the audit of all county government entities to ensure accountability in the management of public resources. The Public Accounts and Investment Committee, the Watchdog Committee that examined Auditor General's report, laid before the House to ensure probity, efficiency, effectiveness in the use of public resources. The committee is established pursuant to Standing Order 188 to examine the accounts showing appropriation of sum voted by the House to meet public expenditure and of such other accounts laid before the House as the committee may think fit. This ensure implementation of Article 229 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 on reports submitted to the House by the Attorney General, by the Auditor General. The committee held a total of 7 sittings, during which it received both written and oral evidence from the accounting officer on audit queries raised by the Auditor Generals on the financial statement of City of Kisumu for the 3 financial years. Honorable Speaker, in the scrutiny of the Auditor General's report, the committee observed the financial statement that the financial statement of the City of Kisumu for the financial year 2021-2022, 2022-2023, and 2022-2023 received adverse opinion, indicating that they did not present the true and fair view of the financial position. However, in the financial year 2023-2024, opinion improved to a qualified opinion, reflecting partial compliance with reporting standards, though significant issues were noted. In the financial year 2021-2022, the Auditor General rendered an adverse opinion on the financial statement due to several material weaknesses. Key among them was unsupported receivable of Kenya shillings 347,500,886 from the Kenya Urban Support Program, KUSIP, which lacked contractual or documentary evidence and was inconsistently reported. The Auditor General highlighted failure to recognize assigned assets of unqualified value, contrary to Public Finance Management Act 2012, and significant unsupported expenditure amounting to Kenya shillings 345,665,501 under the use of goods and services. Further, staff costs totaling to 261,177,762 could not be confirmed due to absence of distinct payroll system for the city, while misclassifications of expenditure and budgetary control variances underscored weaknesses in financial reporting and management. In addition, it was observed that several flagship projects, including non-motorized transport system phase 2, Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground, Muri Gardens, Nyamasaria Bus Park, and Kaloleni Community Center remain incomplete despite substantial payments, raising concern over value of money. Finally, the Board of Management was found to lack financial and operational autonomy as envisaged under the Urban Areas and Cities Act 2011, thereby undermining effective governance and accountability. In the financial year 2022-2023, the Auditor General once again issued adverse opinion, citing persistent and unresolved weaknesses. The committee observed that the unsupported receivable of Kenya shillings 347,500,886 from the Kenya Urban Support Programs remain in the book despite the closure of the project, while trade and other payables, that is the pending bills, totaling to Kenya shillings 414,688 and 82 were not supported by invoices or contracts. A failure to recognize assigned assets and to account for movement in non-current assets further undermined the integrity of the financial statement. Expenditure amounting to Kenya shillings 264,569,991 on goods and services, as well as staff cost of Kenya shillings 236,684,132 could not be confirmed for completeness and accuracy due to inadequate documentations and the absence of separate payroll system. Budgetary underfunding and under expenditure negatively affected service delivery, while several key projects, including the non-motorized transport system, phase 2, Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground, Muri Gardens, and Nyamasaria Bus Park, and Kaloleni Community Center, were incomplete despite substantial financial commitments. In the financial year 2023-2024, Auditor General's opinion improved from adverse to qualified, signaling some progress through significant challenges persisted. Although significant challenges persisted, the committee noted that staff cost amounting to Kenya shillings 238,422,534 could not be confirmed due to continued absence of distinct payroll system for the city. Variance of Kenya shillings 20,747,308 were observed under transfer from the county government, while property, plant, and equipment totaling to Kenya shillings 432,688,059 were not fully supported, with payments voucher of Kenya shillings 29,040,000 and valuation documents for the Kenya shillings 305,040,557 under work in progress not provided for audit. The committee also observed persistent weaknesses in internal control, non-implementation of audit recommendations, and lack of internal audit functions. While gazettement of the transfer of function in May 2024 marked a milestone towards operational autonomy of the city, The board of management was still not fully empowered to exercise financial independence, therefore limiting accountability and efficiency. For the project, management consistently reported reduction in original contract deliverable or scope, declared that the project complete under revised scope. However, the committee observed that these revisions were not supported by adequate justifications, formal approvals, stakeholders' correspondence, stakeholders' correspondence. In most cases, no verified completion certificates or handover reports were availed, leaving uncertainty over actual usability. Furthermore, outstanding balances and deep scope work lack clear budgetary provisions or financing plan, raising concern over value for the money and the sustainability of service delivery. Honorable Speaker, across the 3 financial years under review, committee has recommended measures to strengthen accountability in the city of Kisumu's financial management. The committee has directed that unsupported receivable be reconciled, assets properly recognized and valued, expenditure and staff costs fully documented, a distinct payroll system established, and the full personalization of the city autonomy as gazetted in May 2024 be fast-tracked. On the matter of unsupported expenditure relating to use of goods and services, which was not supported with documentation during the time of audit and committee deliberations, committee has preferred a referral recommendation to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission for further investigation into the possible loss of public funds. Recommendation, if implemented, will go a long way in entrenching prudent financial management, acquiring value for money, and enhancing service delivery. Honorable Speaker, I now wish to register my appreciation to the following to fellow members of the committee, the Office of the Speaker, the Clerk of the Assembly, and the Committee Secretariat, and the Office of the Auditor General for facilitation and technical support that made the production of this report possible. Honorable Speaker, I hereby request that the House adopt the report, the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, the recommendations on the consideration of the Auditor General's report on the financial statement of the City of Kisumu for the financial year 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, and 2023, 2024. May I call upon Honorable Miki Ward, second.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Second.
Honorable members, and now that the report, now that the committee report on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the City of Kisumu for the financial years 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, and 2023 and 2024 has been presented and seconded, and as per standing orders, I'd like to propose a question, and I propose that this report is now open for debate. Yes, Deputy Leader of Majority, Honorable Dumumbo Wale.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, much as I support the report, I have noticed for the last few days that members are not very keen debating this report. Reason better known to them, but I think one of the things that these reports are brought in this house, year come, year go, without any action. Recommendations are made in this house, but you don't get the feedback from even the committee for implementation. It calls for this house to really do soul searching to find out how this can be cured in order for members to participate fully in such bit. But one of them is this, what I'm saying, because the implementation committee does not give feedback to the extent that members are just seeing the debate like a normal routine. I support the report and its recommendation, but then I would hate to hear that it ends in this house. It is not supposed to end in this. Those recommendations are supposed to be followed and be implemented, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, thank you for giving the opportunity. I support. Thank you.
Honorable Maurice Geta.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support the report on the floor, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first and foremost, let me just say thumbs up to the chair, Pick and Pack, for the well done job, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Pick and Pack committee has done his job accordingly, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've heard my able leader, Honorable Deputy Majority, has mentioned about members are being demoralized because every now and again, recommendation, that has never happened, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, truth be told, we have committees, Madam Speaker, in this house. And Madam Speaker, we have a committee, a sectoral committee called Implementation Committee. Madam Speaker, it's high time that implementation committee should stand up and wake up and do their job, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we cannot pile so many reports by the committee from Pick and Pack every now and again, and there are a lot of recommendations, and then we have a committee of implementation which has never done anything on this report, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I humbly request this House and the Committee of Implementation to stand up. This is the time for them to rise through their leadership so that we can see all the recommendations that are being recommended by the various committees, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we have so many committees, Madam Speaker. For instance, we have the Planning Committee, Madam Speaker. It's a very serious committee. Pick and Pack committee. It's a very serious committee. Budget and appropriation. We have also a very serious committee. Water and name them. And after all the recommendations, Madam Speaker, we are failing our people at the time of implementation, Madam Speaker. Let's tell the committee of implementation to rise and stand up and do whatever it takes to do so that we can see the result. Otherwise, I thank you and I support.
I noticed Honorable Tom Nyaoke before, so Honorable Kelvin Oraro will be speaking after Honorable Nyaoke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity ahead of my senior, Calvin Oraro. Madam Speaker, I want to first thank the chair of Big Pack for the extensive report that he has given to us today. Madam Speaker, what is conspicuous in this report is a persistent violation of Public Finance Management Act 2012. And if you look at the information that we have here, is that the Auditor General has always, over a few years, has repeatedly commented on the same. Madam Speaker, even after all that, there is one paragraph there that says in the financial year 2023-2024, the Auditor General's opinion improved from adverse to qualified, signaling that something is taking shape or is improving. But Madam Speaker, even with that improvement, the Auditor General still continued to pinpoint the several weaknesses that are still taking place within that institution. Madam Speaker, there is a recommendation that has been given in this report that several of these issues that have been listed be referred to EACC for further investigation so that they are able to assist this House to unravel the issue, to find whether there was misappropriation of funds or just simply certain documents were not submitted when they were required. Madam Speaker, my colleague, Honorable Ngeta, who is also my senior, did allude to the fact that the implementation committee should wake up. Madam Speaker, I want to say as a member of the committee that so far we are doing well. We are not sleeping. This report has just been read here. We are waiting for the adoption. And I promise that this is one of the things that have got serious implications and serious recommendations that we shall be able to assure this House that we shall follow and see to it that the recommendations are adhered to and the actions are indeed taken. That one we can take and you can take to the bank to see that we shall be able to bring that report here to make sure that the recommendations given here shall have been done effectively. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to support.
Yes, Honorable Kelvin Oraro.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Also getting this opportunity to air my views. And it was, I wanted to rise on a point of order, Madam Speaker, when I saw my colleague, Honorable Ngeta, converting this good discussion into implementation. That came as a result of our Deputy Leader of Majority also insinuating the same. Instead of seeing the entire report, they wanted to link it with the issue of implementation, which to some extent is very wrong and wrong indeed. It is just last week, Madam Speaker, that we even discussed the budget to those committees. And I think what was given to implementation, if you want to double its work so that it can overset all the committees, then I don't expect that was the budget. So I want to run away from that debate, but talk about the issue on the floor. One of the committees that has advantage over many other committees in this assembly is the Pick and Pack. And the advantage they have is that they are a secondary committee. And when I say secondary committee means they are a committee that only acts on investigation done by an authorized institution, and that is the Auditor General. They do the primary work by looking for raw data and then giving a report. So the report is what the committee called Pick and Pack consume in the assembly and give us also a feedback so that we do. So it means that in the process, before they come up with the report, they have a lot of information. And for that reason, the information that they end up giving us as their observation and recommendation, Madam Speaker, mostly should not be debatable per se, because they have that first-hand advantage of getting the raw information from the Auditor General and also giving their recommendation. And they are an extension of assembly. The pick and pack is an extension of assembly, and mostly whatever they recommend or they observe, we tend to agree with. Unless there's other special interest, most of the pick and pack reports, maybe the county assembly or even the National Assembly, are not always rejected by virtue that they sit down and it takes time for a report of such magnitude to come out. So, Madam Speaker, that part of the recommendation that was reading, and I've seen the committee even asking the matter to be transferred to the anti-corruption, meaning that the committee, in their own wisdom, that matters they felt that we cannot leave it to the implementation, but they also have the power to recommend, and that's why it's a powerful committee to see a way forward. The major issue is the issue of city that is being discussed today. And you realize that the city of Kisumu is one big department that has a huge budget, and some of the budgets come from the donor funding, and really realize that if proper records are not put in place, then we'll always have problems, and the Auditor General will not fail to see those problems. I've read various parts of the report, and you realize that there's a lot of information.
Madam Speaker, I would wish to inform the Speaker on the floor that even...
Honorable Lumumba Wade, I haven't given the go-ahead to make your comment. On what point of order are you on?
Point of information.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I would just want to inform my brother that the recommendation have been made in this house to the effect of even amending the recommendation to the fact and effect that the matter be taken to Anti-Corruption Commission. That has been done in the floor of this house. To be informed that that matter. And thank you.
I think the deputy leader majority was not keen with what I was saying. I was saying that the committee of pick and pack has been given that power, and the recommendation that is not subject to another committee called implementation to follow up. They have the power to write that, and that is one part of this report. There is an area I've seen they recommended for a matter to be taken to the Anti-Corruption Commission. But my point, and the reason why I'm standing up to speak, is that there's a lot that is needed to be done to the city. There's a lot of information that, apart from this report, we need to discuss about the city and majorly about the operation. We have donor funding, we have many things happening within the city, and the most beneficiary in terms of the funding from World Bank is the city of Kisumu. And some report does not give it a good name, but actually means that there's a lot of negative things that is going on that we need to know. And for that reason, the Auditor General can come, sometimes can clear or even try to be lenient enough, but as a county assembly, we need to take our time and also view some of these issues that have been raised, ranging from the staff, ranging from the unsupported payment, ranging from the city board areas and other things that I've seen in this report. Maybe the 5 minutes might not be enough, but the entire thing is that the committee has done their work, and mostly whatever they recommend, we support as the House because they did the investigation as an extension of this committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support the report.
Yes, Honorable Benny Pet Toiko.
Madam Speaker, the Deputy Majority Leader raised a matter here that the House is not enthusiastic in discussing these reports and is referring to past reports that have been passed in this House and no action is being taken. Madam Speaker, what the House needs to know is that when the Pick Pack Committee brings report and they make the recommendation like the one they have made today of the report being forwarded to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption for further interrogation, investigation, if that is to be done, it is the clerk of the assembly to write a letter with the Hansard report to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption. So if that is not done, the implementation committee will simply go to the office and find out if the clerk has taken action by writing that letter or not. And if that fails to be done, then the assembly will now face the clerk why he has failed in his duty. It is not the implementation committee to do a lot on that, only to find out has the clerk taken action. But Madam Speaker, from what I know, in the past reports, the recommendations were very flimsy. And I was condemning here that they were giving sweeping reports. It will be a tall order for us to pin the office of the clerk down on those reports. But I suspect the one of today may be straightforward to take up the matter with the office of the clerk if he does not write to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption on what I hope the House is going to recommend for further action to be taken against the city. Madam Speaker, it is good that the committee has highlighted some very important development in this county which ought to have been done to completion, but they are incomplete. The Nyamasaria Bus Park, Kenyatta Sports Ground, Kaloleni there's also something in Kaloleni. All these are very important projects. And we are being told in this report that they are incomplete. And substantial amount had been spent on them. We are also being told of 414,688,082, which is there a spending bill, and there are no contracts attached to them. There are no invoices, the documents to show that they were incurred expenditure which need to be paid. Madam Speaker, in this kind of scenario, from the report of the Auditor General, we need to take the city hall to task because the value for money is not seen here. And it will be important to make the kind of recommendation the committee has made. And there's also the problem on payroll. Madam Speaker, I think it is from the last financial year that the executive took up the payment of wages to finance department. Before that, salaries were being paid. The salaries were being paid by the finance department, but the wage bill was being worked at the department. It is surprising to see here that the city hall has had problems with the pay bill, the wages, which were not paid. Yet, the wages were being paid at the finance department. These are weighty matters that show poor financial management, which the city hall needs to answer. And so, Madam Speaker, From today, if we continue making the kind of recommendation made today, we shall be relevant and we shall take the departments to task. And our oversight role will be failed. I beg to submit.
Honorable members, the floor is still open for debate on the motion. Yes, Honorable Anna Chola.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I see the mood of the House. I call upon the remover to reply.
Yes, Honorable Ken Ouko.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with the PECPAC committee, we are guided by the constitutional principles on public finance. We don't get out and do our resolutions which are not based on Constitution of Kenya 2010, and more so on public finance, which is PMF Act. Madam Speaker, the constitutional principle states that an accounting officer is accountable through the county assembly for ensuring that the resources of the entity for which the officer is designated are used in a way that is, one, lawful, authorized, effective, efficient, economical, and transparent. Madam Speaker, Article 229(8) also states that within 3 months after receiving an audit report, the County Assembly shall debate and consider the report and take appropriate action. Madam Speaker, the moment our report is adopted in the House, we are done with our work as the committee of PECPAC. It is upon now the Speaker to direct where the report goes. Madam Speaker, not all reports are sent to the Anti-Corruption Commission. We must look at the threshold. Is it meeting the threshold? If it doesn't meet the threshold, we call such kind of officers through relevant committees, and they answer to such kind of charges and such kind of things. But Madam Speaker, the wish of probably the Oversight Committee at times is to pin the executive. But at times, Madam Speaker, we are guided by law. And you can't just take somebody for anti-corruption probe to the court and such kind of things if you don't have a proof on what is presented before you. So far, whatever we have presented here, these are some of the issues which have been presented by the Auditor General. We called the officers. They could not confirm, they could not bring what is supporting the expenditure. This is why we get to an extent where we can recommend. But I would like to tell my fellow lawmakers that not all the reports which come to the Assembly are sent to the Anti-Corruption Commission. This is why we find this one here and some others. Even last week but one, Madam Speaker. We recommended to the ECC, and some of the members were not there. This is why you see some members are saying, this is the only one. But we have done a lot. We must be guided by the rule of law and the constitution. We can't just send somebody for such kind of. That is very clear. Madam Speaker, really, it is said that it has to be debated in the House. I don't know how we understand when any report is brought to the House, it should be debated. But if you fail, the recommendations are not up to the level you are thinking, or not, may be going against the law. It is allowed for any member contributing before the floor to bring an amendment, because the moment we bring the report to the House, the report now belongs to the House. We may not probably sometimes understand. I may not like to talk on behalf of the other committee, which probably some are saying are not working, because I don't have the mandate to direct. It's the Speaker, it's the House to direct that. Thank you, members. We're happy that you are debating this. Now, when you debate it, it's very clear that when we are going to deal with the Hansard report, that's resolutions of the Speaker will carry some weight. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I reply.
Honorable members, and now that the report by the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of the City of Kisumu for the financial years 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, and 2023-2024 has been presented, seconded, and debated, and it's time for me to put a question. And I put that as many of the opinion that this report be adopted say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay, and the ayes have it. And therefore, the report by the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of the City of Kisumu for the financial years 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, and 2023-2024 has been adopted today, 19th of August, 2025 at 15:32 hours. And I direct that this report, together with the Hansard report, to be submitted to the relevant department for purposes of implementation. And where necessary, I direct that the clerk to write to the EACC. Next order, clerk.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members. There's no any other business to be transacted in the order paper.
And there being no any other business to transact, this House stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, the 20th of August, 2025 at 9 a.m.